It's Tuesday, March 19. This is the news on PBCJ. I am Simone Absalom. 72% of Jamaicans believe that businesses should be compensated for losses incurred as a result of major road projects now underway in the corporate area. The results of an RDR Gleaner commissioned Don Anderson poll. With President of the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica, PBCJ's Howard Mitchell. At the same time, 18% disagreed, while 8% were not sure. 2% said they were not aware of the issue. Anderson interviewed 1,300 persons between February 15 and March 3. 3 major road rehabilitation projects are currently on the way in the corporate area. The major works are taking place on Mandela Highway, Constant Spring Road and Hagley Park Road to 3 miles. President of the Small Business Association of Jamaica, Hugh Johnson, was equally insistent on the need for compensation, pointing out that businesses that enjoyed as many as 1,000 interactions with customers per month before the roadworks started had seen that number fall dramatically to 10 per month. The suggestion for compensation was made by opposition leader Dr. Peter Phillips as he made his contribution to the 2019-2020 budget debate.
Quite frankly, I believe there is a case for legal action to be taken by many of those businesses against the state. Some of them have gone out of operation.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness will make his contribution to the debate, and you can watch it live here on PBCJ at 2 p.m. Several licensed firearm holders in Western Jamaica could end up losing their guns if the Firearm Licensing Authority is not satisfied based on alleged flaws in their character and other disqualifying factors. The decision, which will impact several small business operators with questionable backgrounds and at least one popular politician, was taken into the aftermath of a high-level meeting between the top brass of the FLA and police hierarchy in Area 1, where concerns were raised about the character and background of some persons with licensed firearms. According to FLA Chief Executive Officer, quote, "The FLA's top brass met with the police high command in Western Jamaica over last weekend, and very serious concerns were raised about some persons with licensed firearms who are said to be involved in illegitimate activities." End quote. He added, quote, "We are not taking the issue lightly, so a decision has been taken to immediately revoke some gun licenses while others are being reviewed and similar actions could be taken." End quote. Reports are that as many as 200 persons could be affected. According to Dalling, in the recent past, the FLA's operations were compromised by unscrupulous persons who facilitated persons with criminal antecedents to acquire gun licenses, raising concerns about the integrity of the organization. Anne-Marie Vaz, the Jamaica Labour Party candidate for the upcoming East Portland by-election, was a no-show for the signing of the Political Code of Conduct on Monday. She said she was disappointed in what she claimed was a failure on the part of the Office of the Political Ombudsman to respond to slanderous social media posts against herself and family. Among other things, Mrs. Vaz, who is the wife of Portland West Member of Parliament Darrell Vaz, also alluded to other specific areas of concerns outlined in a letter to the political ombudsman, Donna Parchment Brown, dated Monday, March 18. The letter, signed by the JLP candidate, also charged that the Office of the Political Ombudsman failed to carry out its duties. Mrs. Vaz noted that, in principle, she is not averse to signing the Political Code of Conduct. The letter contended that the Ombudsman Office, needs to act in good faith, which has not been reflected to date. The Portland East JLP candidate said that she was not prepared to share the same space with the PMP's candidate until a formal apology was offered to Jamaican women. While Mrs. Vaz stayed away from the signing, her counterpart, Damian Crawford, along with his campaign manager, Michael Phillips, was on hand to affix his signature to the code under the watchful eyes of Custos of Portland, Lincoln Thaxter, Superintendent of Police, Dwayne Wellington, PNP's General Secretary Julian Robinson, and Parchment Brown. The Jamaica Promotions Corporation, JAMPRO, will be leading a team of local cosmetics manufacturers to participate in a Bronner Brothers International Beauty Show. The show will be in New Orleans, United States, and runs from March 30 to April 1. The annual beauty show, which is one of the largest of its kind in North America, attracts more than 35,000 hairstylists, makeup artists, entrepreneurs, manufacturers, distributors, and retailers for networking and showcase their products and services. Sales and Promotions Manager for Manufacturing, Energy and Mining at JAMPRO, Berletta Henlon Forrester, said that the show provides an opportunity for manufacturers to showcase and sell their items and meet with distributors to generate long-term business. The US dollar on Monday, March 18, ended trading at $124.79, down by 26 cents. That's according to the Bank of Jamaica's daily foreign exchange trading summary. Meanwhile, the Canadian dollar ended trading at $92.32 from $93.74, while the British pound sterling ended trading at $164.82, down from $165.52. In regional news, another Haiti government has been ousted. Haiti's lower chamber of deputies fired Prime Minister Jean-Henri Comte and his government on Monday, deepening uncertainty amid a political and economic crisis that led to violent protests last month, and the US and Canada warning citizens to not travel to the country. The swift no-confidence vote came with hardly any debate, and after lower chamber President Gary Boudreau noted that neither Comte nor any of his cabinet ministers were present. Deputies voted 93-6 in favor of censoring the government, with 3 lawmakers abstaining. Comte is reported saying, quote, "The decision is illegal and was outside of the Constitution. It is unacceptable," end quote. In other news, a 17-year-old Trinidadian has been making headlines after being accepted into 17 universities in the United States. More in this next report.
Never imagined this would be his problem, having to pick from more than a dozen university acceptance letters. At an early age, the 17-year-old knew that education was key to his family enjoying a better life.
Started from young, I've always been dedicated and wanted to achieve greater things.
He left Point Fortin at that tender age with his mother and brothers, all with the hopes of a brighter future. But those hopes soon faded as mounting medical bills resulting from his twin brother's medical conditions forced the family in and out of homelessness.
There were a lot of people that had disability issues and were sick at the time. So it was kind of scary, and it was hard getting used to all the rules that they had at the place. So we were just immersed in a culture that was so different from the one that we were used to.
Chiddick, however, would not allow the mountainous obstacles to end his dreams of a better life for his family.
When we lived in the shelter, I took advanced schooling. So I took advanced gym and health so that the next year I will have free periods, so that my senior year, which is now, I will be able to leave school early, go to school from 8:30 to 12:30. Then from 1 to 7, I will work at the recreation center with Jersey City, and I worked at the pool as a locker room attendant. So I'll basically clean up after people, make sure the locker room was nice, make sure the pool was clean, and then after that I will go home and do my homework.
The New Jersey high school senior's resilience in the face of adversity eventually paid off as he was accepted by 17 universities. And although he is unsure which one he'll choose just yet, he knows exactly what he's going to do.
I'll be pursuing political science. So basically, I'll learn about how the government works, how laws are made, public policy, and then I will minor in history because I really like history and learning about past events. When I graduate undergrad, I plan to go to law school and become a lawyer.
In sports, we turn the spotlight on cricket as Cricket West Indies has been forced to admit liability in a case brought against them by Phil Simmons for unfair dismissal as West Indies coach. Simmons, the current Afghanistan coach, has claimed damages of more than $300,000 with a final sum to be agreed at, a court date in Antigua on March 26. With legal costs included, the episode could cost CWI $400,000 or more. Simmons was sacked in September 2016, having complained publicly about, quote, interference from outside, end quote, in the selection of sides. The timing of the news could cause considerable embarrassment and perhaps damage to the current CWI president, Dave Cameron. It comes as Cameron stands for re-election for the position and supports the claims of his rival Ricky Skerritt that he has squandered large sums of money during his tenure. Meanwhile, former legendary West Indies captain Sir Vivian Richards has endorsed Ricky Skerritt and his running mate Dr. Kishore Shallow in their bids to become Cricket West Indies' new president and vice president, respectively. Last month, Skerritt announced his intention to challenge current CWI President Dave Cameron in the upcoming elections slated to be held in Jamaica on March 24. In a press statement, Sir Viv, who is widely regarded as one of West Indies' best ever captains and batsmen, threw his full support behind Skerritt and Dr. Shallow. Sir Viv said, quote, "This is an excellent opportunity for me to have an input as a past West Indies captain and also from the representation that the Leewards would have given to West Indies cricket," end quote. He added, quote, "I honestly believe the time is right now for someone like Mr. Skerritt, who I think is well respected in that particular fraternity, to help make a difference in the future," end quote. Sir Viv said it was important for past West Indies players to speak up, especially on pertinent issues such as elections. And that's the news. Thanks so much for once again making it PBCJ. Remember, we are the People's Station.